Good evening and welcome to a hell of a show tonight, and we're going to have a hell of a time here. Let me know, if you will, first and foremost, you can see and hear me. I'd certainly appreciate that, and we will get going here shortly and share this out. Let's get these shares going. And first up, priority one, there's my baby. So let me go ahead and throw the kiss out to her. And we will get going here shortly. Let me go ahead and make sure y'all can see and hear me, and let's get some shares out there, and then we're gonna have some fun with this tonight. Hope everyone had a good day. Did some stuff on here. Tom, yes, I will get her on here, I swear. All right, Mog says, I can see and hear you. Excellent. Let's get those shares going. Let's get some people in here, and we will get going. So first and foremost, I do have some sponsors that I need to go ahead and go through on here that I am all kinds of excited about. So we have got Jimmy Noble with Totally Rad Comics. He just finished up with a project. However, if you go to totallyradcomics.com/Big Cartel, you'll be able to get the Valentine's special covers on there. Those are available right now. Don't miss out on those. Next up, we have Tom Hutchison, which I believe is in here right now, which has Legend of Oz Kickstarter, which is going on right now, which currently they are just shy of the $25,000 mark and just shy of the 500 backers. We need to make sure that happens. 5 days left on this thing. We can make that push and get that to happen, so let's get on that one. Next up, we have Luis Torres. Luis Torres has got Nebula Pearl, which has been doing great. It launched a couple of days ago, and it is currently sitting at just over $8,000, 129 backers. You do not need to miss out on that one as well. We have also got Wendy Steen Shaner. She just finished up with the online Comic-Con 2, or should I say 21. If you missed out on that one, I think you can still go to her Etsy store and be able to get some stuff there. And then, of course, she should have backer kits that will be coming out for that as well. So, and finally, we do have a new backer that's on here, or backer, we've got a new sponsor, should I say, CB Zane. Right now, he's got Into the Suck, which is on Kickstarter, and that is doing really well at just over 12,253 backers, 23 days to go. Don't miss out on that one either. When I say don't miss out, there's a lot of them that I'm telling you that simply because there are a lot of cross-promotion things going on with some amazing work. So not only are you getting a great product, now you're getting great product from each one, and you can kind of get involved throughout all of it. So, you know, one hand helps the other, the whole, you know, waves of change, you know, throw it out there, bigger pond, bigger pool, that kind of thing. Keep your eyes and ears open because there's a lot of stuff coming up with all of this. Now, that being said, those are my sponsors that I've got right now. I'm working on a couple more. I'll let you know as soon as things happen with that. We do have quite a few people in here. We have got Mog is in here. Thank you for being here, Mog. We have got Greg Harms is here. Greg, welcome back. Haven't seen you out here in a while, buddy. Looking forward to Mojo Rising. My copy should be getting here within the next day or two. I got the tracking number on that, so I will be letting you know on that. Joshua Maine, wait a minute, are you not banned right now? You're actually okay. Joshua Maine is here, so pay attention to it right now because he's probably going to be banned in the next 5 minutes. Jack Napier is here. Thank you, Jack, for being here. And tell me what the chats here are not on YouTube. And, okay, so yeah, I'm back on Facebook. Apparently, haven't been reported on Facebook as of yet. So the night is young. We'll see what happens. All right. That being said, we're all set up and ready to do this. So let's go ahead and quit looking at this ugly mug and bring someone out here who makes this show looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and bring out Marissa Pope.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And Mike DeBalfo's in here. Hola, kids. I don't know what kids you're talking about. I'm an old guy here.
He's probably talking about me. Call him
All right. So we've got you on here, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. Go ahead and take a couple of minutes if you'll let people know who you are, what you do, and where to find you for those that don't know what's going on with you.
Okay. Well, my name is Marissa Pope, and I'm pretty new to the industry. Now knowledgeable about the industry about 4 years. I've studied under Mike DeBalfo for 2. I've got my first published cover for Ryan Kincaid last May, and my handle, my Instagram handle is Mac DeBarfo, so it's a play on Mike's name. So
that's definitely different. That's one that can't be duplicated, I would see.
Yeah, it's a funny story. Like, we were having like a drawing night with some of our friends, and it just like, I don't know, we were just like bullshitting, and he just kind of like just came out. I was like, it should be like my pseudonym for you, or for me, because of you. And then that same night, I just went home. I just changed my Instagram handle and told him the next day. And he was like, cool. He's like, you did it. I'm like, yeah, I did it.
Now, let me ask you first and foremost, what is your origin story in getting into doing all of this? I mean, a lot of people like comics and whatnot. What charges you to go ahead and say, you know what, I'd like to go ahead and start drawing and seeing what comes up?
So I've always drawn. But I never really knew what to do with it. So I guess like my junior year of college, I was going to school for graphic design, and my graphic design teacher, Bernie Fritz, was my teacher, and he started talking about like a whole bunch of stuff, and he was like showing me art, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I really liked all the styles and stuff that he was like showing me. Like, he was showing me like Big Chris and Marat stuff, and then he was showing me Jim Hanna's, and then I like opened up they segued into me finding like J. Scott Campbell and Ryan Kincaid and Todd Knock. And then one day he was like, Bernie asked if I wanted to go sit at his booth with him at Heroes Initiative. And I was like, yeah, let's see what this is about. And from there, I was like, oh, this is so cool. There's so many cool people here. There are so many cool artists. Like this is like what I want to do. So my second to last semester of graphic design, I told him, I was like, I don't want to be a designer anymore. And he was like, what? And I'm like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, I'm like, well, I'm going to do it because I'm a semester away from graduating. So of course, but I really didn't know I didn't really know what to do with it. And then like I went on this like 2-year hiatus, or a year hiatus of like not drawing at all. And then Mike popped up on my Instagram one day, and it just happened. Somebody just happened to ask him, would you ever take on an apprentice? And I said, I called Jim Hanna. And I was like, should I ask him if he would take me? And he was like, well, why not? I'm like, I don't know, because it's Mike DeBalfo. Like, I don't know. And he's like, well, the worst thing that he could say is no. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. So I messaged him, and then the rest is history. So
very cool. And you've actually had a lot of history already, and seems like you're staying busy with everything. And we'll get into that when we're going to be talking here shortly. What I'd like to ask you right now is, what have been some of the comics that have really influenced you to kind of get started into doing all this?
Well, I wouldn't say comics per se. I never really knew about comics. I always really liked cartoons. And I think that's what really heavily influenced me to draw was in my early years was Pokemon and like Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever that was like a super hot thing. And then I really got into like Danny Phantom and Kim Possible. I love that art style. And the Gorillaz, the band. Like I fell in love. I was like 8 years old when their first album came out, and I loved their stuff. Or the guy that was like drawing everything, and that was like pre-internet almost. So we didn't really have. I couldn't really look anything up, but I wouldn't necessarily say comics. Comics was just like my outlet or my end to channeling my art, and thus far I've super enjoyed it.
Very cool. And we're going to be showing off some of your art as well. Plus, I think we're going to have you do a little bit of drawing for us live throughout the show as well. So I think the audience should be happy about seeing that coming across there. And yes, Joshua, I feel the exact same way. 8 years old when it came out. I feel old. Yeah, I know. I'm right along with you.
2000. Oh, good old 2001.
I have no words right now. Oh, this is what I get for having whippersnappers on here. No, it's we have a lot of fun on the show. But you've had a lot of influence, like you said, from the cartoons and whatnot that you've gone through on there. You want to go ahead and show us some of your work that you've been working on that you can show? Because I know you've got a lot of stuff that you can't show.
Yeah.
Well, what have you been working on that you can?
So I just recently did Marat Michaels' Battle Fairy. So that got released on Kickstarter yesterday. She's out of all the ones, her, and I have a Bowsette too that I'm going to show. And that was just for fun. I really like Bowsette, like the whole character and everything. She's really cute. So those two are probably my favorite ones. And I have like one from Jim Hanna, one from Jim Noble, and I wish I could show the one from Jim Noble now, but I can't. I really want to show that one because that one's really cute.
Yeah, we'll have to. We're going to get you on Unscripted, and on Unscripted, it's on YouTube only. You're able to show Jim covers, which is nice, because that way we can actually show what Jim does. Because otherwise, on Facebook, it's like 4 covers, and that's all he ever works on.
Yeah.
So you want to go ahead and do a share screen, and we can kind of see what you've been working on?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that really quick. Let me get these pulled up. Okay.
And while she's doing that, in the audience, if y'all want to go ahead and start figuring out some questions you may have for her throughout the show, let me know, and we'll get those posted up here. Just remember, 4 main rules: no politics, no religion, no drama, no negativity. Pretty much everyone here knows that already, but I always like to reiterate.
Okie dokie. So this is, right. Can you see it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the Battle Fairy that just came out. I don't have anything colored. I mean, they are colored, but Gwen has all those files. So this is the Battle Fairy that just came out. And I super, super, super love her.
Nice.
She is my favorite. This is Jim Hanna's. I wish I would have drawn the pencils a little bit darker on this one. I was really light-handed on this piece for some reason. But I really like this one. So he has a comic out called Kill Count. I really think
Kill Count, yes.
Yeah. And so he was doing like an 80s themed homages for all of his covers. And oh my God, the concept of homages for me is really confusing and hard for some reason. Sorry, my stepmom's calling me.
That's okay.
So it's the Indiana Jones's pose from Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think. And I don't know why she has a whip. Maybe she would have looked better if she had a gun or something, but the whip just kind of like gets her. I don't know. So that one was really fun. And instead of having all the heads go like up and down over here, we just like stacked them on the bottom for all the villains in that book.
Nice.
So that one was really fun to draw. And then here's Jim's Christmas piece, Jim Noble's Christmas piece. I'm going to get those two confused. And this one was really fun too. I love Christmas. I love the idea of Christmas. All the pretty things, flashing lights, cookies, all the cookies. I think in all the covers that I've drawn for Jim Noble, they've had some kind of food in them, some kind of sweets. Like in this other cover, this girl is holding a sweet s'mores. She's holding a s'mores, and like a sweet sandwich of some kind. She's holding a s'mores, and so he's like, I love the idea that you're doing food in all of your pieces. And I'm like, I love sweets. So what can I say?
Nothing wrong with that.
Until I become a diabetic at 30. So this is the Bowsette that I was talking about. This was like from earlier last year, actually, like right before all the COVID stuff happened. And I had a lot of fun with her putting everything in there, like from the little Boo Asian type lights to the little Chomp Chomp back here, her Bowsette, or her little Bowser stuffed animal, the Bomb Bomb between her legs, the red thing, the red Venus flytrap thing.
Right.
I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, that one, this one was super fun. It was at the time, it was probably one of the most dynamic things that I had done, especially because like she's sitting and there's all these props around her. So it was largely an experimental piece, and it just like really, really fell together. And Gwen is coloring her right now. She's kind of been in progress coloring her. So hopefully one day Gwen's schedule will free up a little bit and she'll be able to finish her. But I'm in no rush because she's going to do a good job with this one.
Nice.
And then, last but not least, for everything that I can show, I have this one. It's for a book called Vandals. So this guy, Phil Malone, messaged me on Instagram one day, and he was like, "Hey, I would be interested in having you do a cover for me." And he pitched me the idea, and I was like, "Oh, this is really this is really cool." Like, she's like in a French maid outfit, but she's like an assassin. She's Arabian. So I liked that I got to put like a whole bunch of pillows and stuff like down here. This is my favorite pillow. Like this pillow and this pillow over here are my favorite pillows. I love those pillows. And then, so she like kills these guards. So I thought it'd be really cute to put a little voodoo doll down here. And she's like killing him. So whoever that guy is, he's dead now. His stuffing is coming out. His arms are falling off. But Gwen colored this one. She just pulled my Instagram. But Gwen colored this one too, and she did two versions. And I don't remember if he wanted two versions of it, but she did like a day scene and she did a night scene. And then like the day scene, she has like brown chocolate colored hair, and in the night scene, she has like her hair fades from like a magenta to a purple, and it's pretty rad.
Nice.
Why I don't have the color versions? Well, I'll have to ask Gwen. But.
And Mike even said Marissa draws killer pillows, and I will agree. Yes.
Thank you. They were a lot of fun to draw. This one, whenever I showed him this, I was like, it looks like you drew this one, and he's like, yeah, it kind of does. Because like I love all of his line work. The way he like breaks stuff up and uses all of his like line weights and stuff. So I emulate him. Well, obviously I'm his understudy, but I mean I emulate him a lot. But whenever I did that pillow, I was so proud. I was like, oh, this looks like a Mike pillow. It looks like he did this. So I was so excited.
It looks great. It really does. And I like all the detail in the background and all because, the main character is one thing that you look at, but you still want to have something that draws you in even more. And that's one thing about your covers is you've got it's the detail that draws you in that makes it go, hey, you really want to open this up and take a look and see what's inside of this thing. Yeah,
Mike has trained me well. Now I feel bad for doing a cover with like just a figure. I have one of those. I have one of those coming up for John Simmons. It's going to be like a hot girl piece, and that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, he's trained me well to put a lot of detail in my stuff, and I enjoy it. I enjoy drawing all that stuff. Well, I don't enjoy drawing skulls. So next Wednesday, whenever I see him again, we're going to study drawing skulls.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just haven't drawn that much of them, or you don't like them in general, or?
I personally haven't drawn that many of them. So whenever I was taking like fine art classes in college, we did skull studies, and we had to do like a turnaround of skulls pretty much. So like she had a bunch of like, they were fake skulls, I hope, on pedestals around the room, and like they were sat in a circle. And we got to pick one, and within a couple class periods, we had to draw. We had to draw 3 at different angles. And at the time, I have it in my portfolio somewhere in my closet. But they were okay, and it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite assignment. And I think ever since those skull studies, I've just been like, you know what, no more skulls. But that's something that I need to learn how to do. Because in comics there are a lot of skulls. So And
So
I don't want to draw. Huh?
if that's your least favorite, what's your most favorite that you like to draw?
I like drawing fairies, and I really like drawing giraffes. I really do like drawing giraffes. I don't know if I have. Let's see. Yeah, like I really, yeah, just to like piddle around and like just do like fun stuff with. I really like drawing. I like drawing giraffes, and then anything kind of like magical, like fairies or anything. I enjoy drawing animals, period. I did a piece for Ryan Kincaid, just as, oh, not like for him. Here, I can stop sharing this now. We don't need to look at this anymore. There we go. I did just a piece for him just because I wanted to. It was like fan art, and I drew this tiger with Tess, and that was like the first time I had drawn a tiger in like a really long time, I think. And that was really, it came out really nice, and it was really, really fun to draw, like all the stripes, all the detail. You had to like really sit and think about like where all the stripes were going to go, like around the anatomy of the tiger, so it didn't like fall flat. And that was, I don't have it scanned, I don't think, but I have it in my portfolio. I can just like hold up really quick because it's just right here. So you said we were going to prep before this, and I'm like half prepped. But
Let's see. Let me go ahead and give you full screen there.
Oh, wrong way. I don't know how it's doing what it's doing. But yeah, he turned out really nice. I like the way he turned out. Her, no, she's all right. But the tiger is pretty cool.
Very nice.
So
now, you mentioned about doing fairies, Wendy Steen Shaner. If you're watching this or will be watching this later, she likes doing fairies. And if Tom is still in here, Tom, I don't know if you know this or not, but that piece over there with the pillows and all in there kind of reminds me a lot of Charizard. So you might want to look into that as well. I just can see different things that you could possibly be good at. Just saying.
Yeah, I do like Campbell's piece of the Shahrazad. I know he's probably done a few of them, but yeah, I like everything that he's done. Well, everybody likes Campbell, but so
it's a different kind of character to draw as well, and there's a lot of story in just the pictures of her, which are interesting. Yeah, it would be fun to see your take on that. I think with what you've got and the detail with the background and everything involved, it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I would. Let's draw more pillows.
There you go.
Draw pillows.
Now, Brother Tom, I'll go ahead and put it that way. Brother Tom said comics are a religion because I had said earlier, one of the 4 main rules is no religion. So you are correct, Brother Tom. Comics are a religion. So I want to make sure I don't, sin against the church or anything there and saying that they are not.
That's funny.
And spoken just like Dr. Evil from a certain movie, we have plans for Miss Pope.
Please do tell.
You can almost see it now.
That's funny.
Well, you've got a lot that you're working on, and you had told me in the green room that you've actually got a lot that's on your plate right now that's keeping you very busy. If you want to go ahead and let us know something about you're booked up till March or something like that.
I'm full until like the end of March. I have, what do I have? I have a cover for Jim Noble. Now that I'm on the spot, I don't know what I have going. I have. What else do I have? I just named all these off to Mike last night. That's how I knew I had. That's how I really knew how I had so much. I have like this like space girl one. She's supposed to be like on a rocket. I have one for Jim Noble. I have a one for Dustin Brunel. I hope that's his name. For the listener, I have one for him that I have to get done this month. I have one for John Simmons' Sin Eater. Let's see. I have some, but I don't know what I'm allowed to say and like what I'm not allowed to say. You know what I mean? I know those are the
Right.
ones that I can't like that I can't talk about. I don't know the rules yet. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't ask me. Like I'm just.
That's okay.
So,
If you tell us, none of us will listen. We'll all be like this and be like, okay, we can't hear you. You just say whatever you need to.
yeah. Okay. Well, then do that. All of you do that. Just cover your ears.
Hey, Lewis, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. He is one of the sponsors here as well, and he actually has his campaign going right now, which is Nebula Pearl. So, and that's a very different one for Lewis to be doing, which is manga style. That brings up a question for you, actually, is have you done anything in manga style, or have you thought about doing that?
No, not personally for myself. I do like Omar Doggin. Oh, I can't remember. Mike, will you type in his name because I don't remember how to say his last name. But he has like this like anime like manga type style, and he does like stuff for Street Fighter, and he works for, or he used to work for a gaming company. And he kind of does some stuff like on the side, and I really love his style. Like I super love his style. It's really fun. It's kind of like a mix between like American and like the manga style. It's a really clean mix. What else do I like? Well, I like Archer. I really do like him. But I haven't personally tried it really any like. Thank you, Omar Doggin. Yeah, I haven't personally tried any of it for myself. I piddled around a little bit in my sketchbooks with it, like trying to like see if I could draw eyes like Omar, get facial expressions, draw like those cute little lips and a cute little nose, like how he does. But yeah, it hasn't really like progressed any outside of like a sketchbook. So.
Now, Mike is asking a question on here real quick. He said, are you making any public appearances in the next 3 months? Store signings, cons, shows, neighborhood garage sales?
If you want to come to Phoenix, we have plenty of garages. So at the end of May, I think Labor Day weekend. Yeah, I think Labor Day weekend. I will be in Florida for the Suncoast City Con. I just got invited to that, so that's going to be really fun to do. Obviously, I'm next to Mike and Ryan will be there, and you know, it's just gonna be a lot of fun. That's really the only thing that I have going on. There is some live show stuff, but I don't know when it's gonna happen. Ryan had said something about it, but I don't know when. There's no dates. It's just kind of like, let's do this again. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, right now everything's kind of just, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
The garage sale thing, that would probably be the one that you really wouldn't know until the last minute, you know, if you're going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, tomorrow we're going to be having a garage sale if you want to like pop in. Well, you know.
There you go, Mike. Mike, you might want to do a pre-claim or something like that if she's doing a garage sale. I don't know. You have to talk to her about that off to the side and figure that out.
My garage sale isn't going to be very cheap. It's not going to be like your typical like find cheap stuff at a garage sale.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get her artwork for like, you know, can I give you 50 cents for the 4 instead of, you know, $1 for the 1?
No, there's just no.
And Jack's asking, Mike, are you having a garage sale? Yeah, exactly. See, now everybody wants to have a garage sale all of a sudden. I don't know what it is about this. We've gone into garage sale mode.
Well, I do need to clean out my house. I just don't have anywhere to put it. I live in an apartment, so I can't just like put all my stuff like out in people's parking spaces and be like, here, I hope somebody comes and buys or takes the stuff away. But it's like, please take all my stuff.
Mike said, will do. I'll even set up a card table for her. Yeah, he's prepped and ready for this. So, you know, at the day, whenever you decide to do a garage sale, let us know. You've already got a crew.
Well, where does he live?
I don't know. He'll fly.
Oh, okay. Well, just don't come. If you come to Phoenix, don't come in the summer. It's really hot. It's a really bad time to have a garage sale in the summer. It's even bad in the mornings. Like in the mornings, like something like I'll be driving to work and it's like it's 89 degrees and it's 7:30 in the morning. Like, please no. Like we're all going to melt.
Yeah, I
And
lived in Texas and right off the coast and everything. So 89 degrees was like, that's fall weather for us there.
yeah,
Uh, Summertime, that's not pretty at all.
yeah, no. Plus, you guys get humidity too.
Oh yeah. I mean, whenever I used to live there, I had hair. So you see what it does after time. It all outdone,
Your
gone.
body just like revolts against you, and it's like, dude, it's too hot. You need to calm down.
Exactly.
Like, we're gonna take care of this for you. Gone. Oh.
Exactly. Now, oh wait, we got more garage sale stuff here. Let's see. So that means since you live in apartments, you don't have a garage, but you can do a street sale. See, there you go, thinking outside the box.
Yeah, we can do one like behind the apartments. I have like this little like grass strip. We can like set up like a line of tables. Like my apartment buildings go like really, really long across like this like back wall. It's like a quarter-mile long, so we have lots of space in the backyard. The backyard.
See, we're going to have our first official DemoNation field trip. We're all going to go over there and have a street sale at Marissa's place. So we'll set this up. We'll figure it out. Bring more than a couple of dollars, though. I'm telling you, it's not going to be your typical, street sale there. She may take credit cards too. We'll get it set up.
I'll take what?
You may take credit cards too. We'll make sure to get that.
Yeah, credit cards. Yeah. No checks. No checks.
No checks. There you go. She said it right there. No checks. Now, you've been doing this, you said, for how long?
About 2 years. I've been interested in the industry for about 4. But I've really been like really involved since my like deeply involved since Mike. And that was like 2 years ago in December. So we just passed our 2-year anniversary.
There you go. So in the 2 years that you've been doing this and everything, what are some of your goals? Like, are there certain people that you have on your list that you're like, I have to work with them at some point and do something for them?
I have to work with Brian Polito. I want to do a Lady Death so bad. I want to do Hell Witch. Like, I want to work with him really, really badly. It's just not time yet. Like, and it's kind of like one of those things, like, you just kind of like submit something to him and be like, do you like this? And he'll either be like, yeah, it's really good, or no, try again. Let's see. What else would I have to? Oh, I would love to work with Aspen, just because like they do all the water stuff for like Fathom. Like I have Michael Turner's like first volume of Fathom like at my desk always. So I would love to work. I would love to work with them. Let's see. Who else I want to work with? See, I have all these answers before you ask me, and then when you ask me, I have no idea. It's like I have none of my life planned out at all. I swear I do. Let's see. I'm just looking at my books I have on my shelf to see if it'll like strike anything. Yeah, I think like we'll say Brian Polito and like in Aspen right now. I would like to work with those two. Not that I wouldn't want to work with like Marvel or DC. I don't know. I just would want to work with Aspen more, maybe. I don't know. Not trying to sound rude or anything. I just really like I love Fathom. So like all the art and all the water and stuff.
Now, Mike is asking, can Marissa talk to Alfred and Kara to help get in the Chaos door? I'll tell you right now, to get into the Chaos or Sworn door like that with Brian, the fans speak a hell of a lot louder than anyone else does to him. So if you want Marissa to work for Brian, don't tell him you have to hire her, because you don't tell Brian stuff like that.
Don't write anything. You sheepishly say in passing, you should hire this person. And then you walk away. You don't say anything else about it ever again.
Right. Would love to see a Hell Witch from this Marissa Pope person. I think it would be great. And then just walk away and you're good. The seed is planted.
Well, I've known Brian for a while. Like he knows who I am. So because like whenever I was really close with Bernie Fritz, and then Coop, and then Jeff Cooperschmidt, but I still talk to Coop a fair amount. I see Brian. Well, I used to see Brian like 2 or 3 times a year. And then since COVID, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him at all. But yeah, like he knows who I am, and like we've talked and stuff, and I have his phone number.
Nice.
Not that I text him or anything, but it's just kind of like, it's like, yes.
Now, what has been possibly the most challenging piece that you've had to work on? Something that's really pushed you past your limits?
The most challenging piece that I've worked on, probably the Christmas piece, probably Jim's Christmas piece, because that was the first time that I had done 2 points, like 2-point perspective in forever. And I fought Mike tooth and nail that it was the perspective that he was teaching me like wasn't right. And I was just like losing my marbles. Like, I was telling you, he's like, no, this way goes that way, and this way goes that way. And I'm like, no, Mike, this way goes that way, and this way goes that way. Like I'm sitting like arguing with my teacher friend, like about like how like you don't know perspective. And so that one was probably the hardest, just because it was something that I hadn't done in a really long time. I hadn't touched perspective since my fine art days in college. And then yes, perspective, LOL. And the rock on Battle Fairy actually gave me a really hard time, because I blacked it out. I did the spot blacks. I'd never done spot blacks before. All of my work has been pretty open lined. And we were sitting there, and he was like, so just draw the shapes in how you see it. And I'm like, God, I can't see it. Like I can't see you. I just can't see it. So I just started just like arbitrarily just like putting things places, and I'm like, will you help me? Will you just color some spots in? And will you just color this? And so like we sat there together, and that as much as I like Battle Fairy, that was like the number one piece of like part of that piece that like really gave me a hard time. And then my next piece that I did for Cult of Dracula, Source Point Comics, I think is who does that. I had a rock in there also, and I was like, okay, it's like, all right, we're gonna spot black this out, and no help from Mike. Not that he wouldn't help me, but I wanted to do it on my own, just like to see if I could do it, and it didn't turn out terrible. So, yeah, spotting blacks is really hard for me, and then I guess I'm just dumb because perspective is really hard.
So for those keeping track out there, if you're looking to get a commission done from her, make sure you ask for rocks and skulls and put it in perspective. She's going to love it.
I'll do my best, but set the bar really low, please. I've tried to raise it a couple suck levels, but the bar needs to be set really low for me on those.
Now, Lewis said, challenge her with a manga piece. Lewis, I'm going to tell you right now, I already challenged her. You weren't here at the time, but I asked her, have you done any manga or anything? She hasn't really. She was kind of talking about a little bit, and I think that it would be challenging to do a manga piece.
Yeah, I think their characters and the shapes and the style is is very angular, and I'm very smooth. I have a very smooth line. Not a lot of things that I do are very angular. It's even hard for me to do like angular edges on a rock. Like that's just how not angular I am. But I know like some of the girls' faces in manga, like they're pretty soft and stuff. But even like their chins or their noses, sometimes they can get like pretty angular. And then I'm afraid I would just make them fat. It would take practice, a lot of practice. But I think I could do it. Because I don't dislike that style at all. I just think that like if I did it, my style would be like really level 4 stuff. Yeah, probably so. I think it would just take time and practice, like anything else, and not make their faces look chubby or square.
The thing with manga is there are so many different styles of it, so you can actually kind of evolutionize your own style into it. I mean, you can put your own style into a manga piece, and it would look great with it.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would just take practice, is all. So.
And my girlfriend said she needs a Steph Wilson tool. Yeah, the circle tool. Yes.
The circle template? Yeah, I use those.
She had to throw that in there.
Probably not as heavily as he does, because he's very circly. But
A little.
I always have one. Oh, I don't have it on me right now, but I have one that. Oh, here it is. I always use this blue one, like for almost everything. I use it for like a ruler. I use it like to keep my line straight. Like this is like my safety blanket at my desk. And my yellow lead holder is also like my little safety net. Like I left this at Mike's house one day and I about lost it because I was like, where's my pencil? And he's like, it's here. Thank God, that's my blanket.
We have summoned him here. Steph is here. You mentioned circles and he shows up.
I summoned him.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And live by the circle template. Absolutely. So in doing with all of this and doing the different styles, doing everything like this, and I know you said, like 2 years you've been into this, have you thought about doing like an art book?
I have thought about doing an art book. Something I think about a lot, actually. I just don't have a lot of stuff that I can actually put in it that I think that actually go in it. I have like growth pieces and stuff in my sketchbook, and nobody wants to see those. I would probably. Who was I talking to about this? Was I talking to you about this the other day?
Don't think
about a sketchbook, maybe by the end of the year.
I think we had kind of discussed, but not in detail or anything.
Okay, well that's kind of it. I would like to maybe get like a compilation of sketch covers or like my own like 9x12s or something, like maybe like some commissions and stuff that I do throughout the year, and then like covers, and then put them all in like one book by the end of the year, maybe. So it's kind of like a year-end goal. We'll see what happens.
Well, we will hold you to that goal now that you've said it out loud, because it's like concrete now. And my gal says she needs to be on Unscripted so I can talk about her artwork on her arms. We've already discussed she's going to be on Unscripted at some point. We're going to make this happen. It's a have to. But so you've got all this going on. You got your artwork, that you want to put together and get an art book going. You've got different covers you're doing. You're staying very busy with everything. What do you do to kind of unwind, to get away from things? I mean, is it so overwhelming sometimes doing the art, or is it actually kind of, stress relief for you?
Depends on the day. So we finally got a Nintendo Switch, after many months of waiting because they've been out of stock everywhere. I like playing that to just kind of like forget everything. And the weekend that we got it, I super binged. I didn't do any drawing. Like I just played Nintendo all weekend, and I was like, man, I wasted so much time. And I'm like, no, I feel pretty good about myself right now. So I like doing. I don't play very many video games. I'm not like a gamer or anything, but I just play like some old childhood games. Like Super Mario Sunshine, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. I will eventually buy Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, because I like those too. So I kind of do that to unwind, and then if I need to unwind, but I still need to draw, I'll just draw what I want to draw. I won't work on pieces for anybody else. I won't work on my commissions. I'll do what I need to do, because sometimes, yeah, it is really overwhelming. And sometimes you get a piece that you're just like, dude, everything in this piece is super new. I have no perspective. I've never drawn Christmas lights. Garland is super hard. Like cookie dough is surprisingly difficult to draw. So it's like, I just don't want to deal with difficulties right now. So I'm going to draw what I want to draw. Whatever that may be, a giraffe, a tiger, a parakeet, like just whatever that's easy.
That makes sense with that, absolutely. And Lewis is telling me that I'm looking through Marissa's art and I like what I see. We should talk about some Lily the Demoness. I'm telling you, y'all need to get her locked in to doing some work for y'all, but you need to lock her in quick because she's so busy with everything else. She's moving. So if you're interested, jump on it.
Yeah, like I don't want to sound like full of myself, like at all, because I don't feel that way as a person. But yeah, if you want something, ask me now so I can fit you into my schedule, because that's kind of how that's like kind of how things are going at the moment.
So far we've got you locked into working with Luis Torres on Lily Demoness. We got you working with Tom Hutchison on whatever he's got you plans for, and we're going to get Wendy Steen Shaner involved in this. Is there anyone else that would like to go ahead and just jump on this right now? Because we're taking numbers right now.
Covers, no commissions. Covers, no commissions. No commissions right now.
There you go. Covers. And speaking of covers, we have David Fott is here, who does a lot of work on covers and everything. Thank you for being here, David. He said, I play the hell out of those retro games on the Nintendo store. Now, whenever you're talking about retro games, to me, that speaks, like Pong to me. That's retro to me, but I'm old.
Well, retro to me, like, well, it's not really retro, but whenever I was 12, well, in 2004, Super Mario Sunshine came out, and I was like playing that and listening to the second album of the Gorillaz. Like, that was like all I did after school was like play Super Mario Sunshine, eat my PB&Js, and listen to the second Gorillaz album like on repeat. So it's my retro pastime.
So do you listen to music while you're drawing or anything like that, or you just kind of go in silence, or how do you do that?
I switch back and forth between music and podcasts, and sometimes I draw in silence. Not very often, but sometimes just nothing really sounds good to listen to. You don't really want to listen to anything sometimes. But yeah, I like listening to music. Of course, I love true crime. Like, I love like the murder mysteries and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, she killed her husband for that reason? That's crazy. Like, you're so dumb. You knew you're gonna get caught. But yeah, I like to listen to my music taste varies depending on like my mood. I do prefer like rock and metal, and I like some rap, I like some alternative, like punk, pop, and emo are my go-tos and my faves. So.
And Jack is saying maybe Russell Allen or Jimmy Noble wants Marissa to draw from them. I can tell you right now, she's on Jim's sidelines over here. She's working on Jim stuff already. And as far as Russell is concerned, I don't know. I'm sure he'll pop in here at some point, and he can jump on the bandwagon on that too. I'm telling you. But Jim's already got her lined out. I know that.
Jim's got me busy.
Now, how many covers have you done for Jim so far?
I've only done two for him, but I talked to him yesterday, and he wants me to have at least 5 by end of July or beginning of August.
Lewis, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah,
he's such a sweet guy, Jim.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I can say that I'm a girl, but I don't know. Like, he's so sweet.
Oh no, we all, yeah, we know Jim. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
We definitely know Jim. He's a good guy. I've known him for a year and a half now, something like that. It's been a little time, so it's been interesting in the time frame that I've known him. I mean, it's whenever he started out doing his thing as well, which is nice. And most of the people that I know on here are the ones that started out about the same time. We all started out together, which is interesting to see how things have played out, especially because of last year. So my next question would be, with everything that happened last year, with the whole COVID thing, with all of the lockdown and all that, how were you able to go ahead and not only make it through that, but be successful in the process? Because not a lot of people were successful or made it through as, unscathed, shall we say. And you actually came through, and you're starting to become one of those artists that's like, hey, we need her to do stuff.
So a lot of it was I had a lot of time to work from home, and that gave me a little bit of time to practice, like on the side, like on breaks, because I don't really draw like at work in the office. But like if I was like gonna like eat lunch at my house or something, I would draw a little bit here and there, and I feel like that like progressed my skills. Ryan Kincaid came out at the end of last May, around like when Phoenix Con was supposed to be happening. So Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, just like I'll let you do a cover. Just there's never going to be a right time for you to do it. Like he goes, I think you're ready. Like Mike, what do you think? And so that's like kind of like it snowballed a little bit. And then like he had a fan or a follower that was doing that was doing his own book, Sin Eater, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. I would do like a sketch cover here or there, or like just practice like doing stuff in my sketchbook. So I feel like Ryan really gave me like my leg up, and everything just like it just snowballed from there. It just kept coming and kept coming, and I'm like, oh, this is how it starts.
And at what point did you see it as, all right, so this is what I'm going to be doing. This is where I'm focused in on now? Because I mean, a lot of people, they'll do it like a hobby, or they'll do it as a, I'll give it a shot, but it's probably not going to pan out, that kind of scenario. When did you see that you were like, hey, this is legit? I've actually got, something that I'm going to be doing and be successful at?
Probably the end of November is whenever that actually like really hit me in the face. It was like, okay, people actually want my work. And it was kind of like surreal, because you're like, I always drew as a hobby. I always drew because I liked to. I always drew because it was like it was fun. I've always been decent at it. So then whenever people were like, oh, like I would you want to do a cover, like, or are you available? And I was like, yeah, I'm available. I'm available. You want me to do something for you? Like, really? So it was just like it became surreal. And yeah, it kind of like hit me in the face, like, okay, this is this is really happening, because I was just expecting like a cover a month, or maybe cover every other month, or like a little side project, like here and there, and then like it just kept coming. And I'm not complaining about it, but like by any means. Just got to figure out what I'm doing with my life as a whole. So,
now, do you have any aspirations of doing your own book at some point? Possibly not just the art book, but your own story.
Eventually, but I'm not going to say anything about that right now. Not because I don't want to. Just because I want it to be good, I guess. No comment. I do.
Well, you were definitely on the way to that. I mean, we can all see that. And so whenever you're ready to fire that off, I know you've got followers that'll be there to back you, no problem with that. That's not an issue with that, because in this industry, it's all about putting the passion behind your work. And you can definitely see that you've got in there, that you actually enjoy what you're doing. You put the passion behind there, and people see it, and that's why they go ahead and back you and follow you on that.
Yeah.
So how do you make it? How do you increase your following? How do you actually get more of a fan base? How are you reaching out to people and telling them, hey, you need, pay attention, see what I'm doing over here?
I don't. They did, like, I have a lot of people that add me. I've added a lot of artists, because I don't know. I have a lot of people that come through my Facebook, and if we have enough people in common that are like in the industry, as artists or as like promoters or something, I'll add them. But I kind of let like my friends list come to me, and I don't mean for that to sound like rude or like, no, you have to come to me if you want to be my friend or whatever. But it's like, I don't know anybody. So if you feel like we would be a good fit for something, for some reason or another, then add me. Like I've added artists. Like I've added like recently Martin Abel just popped up on my Facebook, and I was like, oh, I like you. So I added him, and to my surprise, we only have 8 friends in common. So I was like, yes, I made it in. But yeah, like on Instagram, I feel like, because you have like all those like spam accounts that just follow you. So I would say like take my Instagram and probably chop it in half. I have like a little over 700 followers. I would probably just like chop that in half. So I don't know. I don't know how to talk about Instagram, and I'm mad at Instagram right now.
Now, are you do you have like regular posts that you put up and try to put your stuff up there, or do you just randomly put it out there, or how do you do that?
I kind of put up whenever something is done, whenever that might be. On Facebook, I post pretty regularly, whether it be like a meme or a picture of my dogs, or uh, uh, a meme or a picture of my dogs, or just a random thought. I kind of like do more of like my random posting there, and of course I'll post my art there too. But again, with my art, like I'll post something whenever it's done, or if I feel like, okay, this is good enough to show somebody, or I felt like I did really good on this. I don't care if anybody likes it. I'm like pretty proud of this. And on Instagram, it's kind of just like my portfolio. Like I'll post some personal stuff on my Instagram. And if you like go back through the archives of my Instagram, it's like all stupid selfies and my dogs, and there's like hardly no art in there at all. And some of the art that's like in there is like, you're really bad.
Now, Jack is asking, do you have a favorite piece of art that you have done so far out of everything you've done?
Yeah, Battle Fairy. I really liked the way my Battle Fairy came out. So I was playing Mike last night. Well, actually, I figured this out in like college. Well, Jack, do you want to see it? I can pull it up again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had this theory in college. I was working on this really big assignment for graphic design, and it was an annual report. And let's see, and I was really stuck on it. And so I turned on Justin Timberlake, his 2020 album, and that ended up being this is Jack. Yeah, this is my favorite piece that I've done so far. And while I was working on that project in college, I was listening to Justin Timberlake, his 2020 album, and that project ended up getting me entered into a print award for my school. I won second. I've never won first in any art project ever, even in college or in high school or middle school. I've always ever won second. I've never been first. I guess it keeps my ego in check. But yeah, like doing that whole project, I was listening to Justin Timberlake. I said like 3 times now. Sorry. So I'm like, okay, I'll put 2 and 2 together. I'll try that again. Whenever I have something that's like really overwhelming for me, or I'm really stressing out about it, or I really want it to do well, I'll listen to Justin Timberlake's 2020 album. And for Jim's Christmas Girl piece, and this piece, I was listening to that album, and both of those 2 pieces have been like some of my strongest pieces that I've made. And I'm like, God, that theory works. So I won't do it every time. But I feel like whenever I hit like a really good home runner, it's like all because of Justin Timberlake. I should like message him one day and be like, thank you for my success.
There you go. It's a nice piece, and it's got a lot of detail to it. The wings, I mean, all of the stuff that's involved in there. And you can see Jack, I mean, look at it. You can definitely see why this is one of her favorites because of all of everything that's in there. But she also has said several times that she enjoys fairies so much. So it's something that she personally enjoys and is able to go ahead and put out there for everyone else. So it come out really well.
Yeah, we even put like a little SpongeBob Easter egg down here of plankton in the bottle, his little formula. But,
and I'm going to say Gwen because I don't want to butcher everything else on there. Battle Fairy is really my favorite so far. Mm-hmm. It is. It looks nice. It really does.
Yeah, no, oh my gosh, she did such a good job coloring it. Like she just sent me like this super low res JPEG of what she has so far. Because I was like, hey, like, what does it look like? I'm curious. And she sent it to me, and I was over at Ryan's house, and I was sitting next to Mike, and I was like, oh my God, this looks so good. And he's like, what? And I'm like, Battle Fairy, look at what Gwen did. And she knocked it out of the park. Like, that's my favorite piece of mine that she has colored so far too. So it just kind of like went hand. It can feel like that kind of like went hand in hand, even though she doesn't like coloring water. Like I've asked her before, like what's her least favorite things to color. And she was like, I hate coloring water. And I'm like, I did this. Sorry, sweetie, this whole piece is water. Sorry. Please don't ditch me.
Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta push through something that you don't like that much, and you push yourself a little bit harder, and you come up with something that's amazing on there.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of amazing,
Well, hello.
he's here. See, we talked about him too much. It invoked him. I don't know how many times. I think it's 6 or 7 times that you say his name and he appears. I don't know.
So a few more times than Beetlejuice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Gwen says, "LOL, I still love you," just because you did the water stuff.
Oh, good. She hasn't left me yet, so that's good. there's keywords in there.
Exactly. I know we were going to get you to do a live draw and everything. We've come up just past an hour on here. Believe it or not, it's been moving really quickly on here. If you want to go ahead and draw, we can. That's up to the audience if they want to go ahead and watch that. If not, we can go ahead and cut this off for tonight. And we will definitely invite you to Unscripted. And I don't see a problem with having you draw while you're on Unscripted, as long as you don't mind shaking so much from laughing, because that's going to happen.
Yeah. No, we don't have to draw tonight. Everything was like moving pretty smoothly. So I mean, that was just kind of like a backup, and like in case like I was boring or something, because I was like telling Mike yesterday. I was like, what if I'm boring? Like, what if I don't have anything to say? Like, what if he's like pulling my teeth trying to get like answers out of me or something? So that was like my backup plan in case this wasn't good for anybody.
Oh, no, definitely not boring. We've had a blast having you on here. We've gotten to know you a little bit more, and we've laughed a little bit at some things, and we've learned what we're going to ask for covers and commissions that are really going to push you to your limits.
Yeah.
So it's oh yeah, here we go. Jack had to remember this one. Marissa, the running joke for drawing Phil with boobs on Unscripted. That happened like in episode 4 of Unscripted last year. So that's been way back then. It's a whole new year.
So we're starting over now. So
oh gosh, I guess.
So episode 4 for this year. It has to be episode 4 of every new year.
Well, if you come on the 20th of this month, it'll be episode 3. So yeah, it's pretty close to it.
Well, I'll save you with boobs for episode 4.
Oh, there's something to look forward to. All right. And Jim says, more totally rad babes. You know what, Jim? I'm going to go ahead and throw it up there because I've already got it. Yeah, because we already know that you've got all kinds of stuff. We've already said that you've got her locked into quite a bit that she's working on. And we're looking forward to seeing what all she's got there. And there's a lot of totally rad stuff that'll be coming out.
Yep. He's got me on a list. He hasn't told me everything, but there's two things. He wants me to do a Roxy. I think that's his clown squirrel thing. Jim, I'm so sorry if that's not her name. Roxy, and a friend. So it'll be a 2-girl cover, and then he wants me to do a Zira, which he let me pick. He gave me my first assignment, and then he let me pick the second one because he's like, I want you to do another one. So what do you want to do? So I was like digging through the archives of his Facebook and looking through his characters and stuff, and I was like, I love drawing jungle scenes also. So let's draw that girl. Like, she seems like she'd be a lot of fun. So
yeah, Zira seems like a good fit. Yeah, Zira definitely seems like a good fit for you on that. Also, I'd like to see you do Neon from Giovanni. Has that one on Totally Rad. Neon, the Next Victim. I'd like to see you do that one as well.
You have to show me her. I'll look it up on his website or something because I don't remember who that is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think. I might know what she looks like. I just might not know her name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can definitely get that done. But if you want to go ahead and give us one last shout out on where we can find you online so everybody can start following you and we can all become your friends and follow you, then we'd love to do that.
So you can find me on Facebook as Marissa Pope. I don't have a pseudonym on there or anything. It's just my first and last name, Pope. And then on Instagram, you can find me as Mac DeBarfo. Just think of Mike DeBalfo, but pukey. The lesser version of Mike.
The next time I get Mike on the show, I'm going to have to ask him about that too. I'll go ahead and bring that up to him as well. Mac DeBarfo.
Yep.
I may even change his name whenever he comes up there. We'll just have some fun with it.
DeBarfo instead of DeBalfo.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Marissa. We have had a blast having you on here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put you backstage
Okay.
and do my closing statements. If you want to hang out, we can talk afterwards. If you want to hang out and give me about 5-10 minutes, maybe to do my closing statements.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you very much for being here.
you. Thanks for everybody for watching.
All right. Thank you. All right. Hey, we had a hell of a show. We had Marissa Pope on here. We had a blast. In fact, we had so much fun that we didn't give her much time to draw. And I apologize for that, but we will definitely get her to draw on some other stuff at some other points. Trust me. In the meantime, make sure you follow her stuff that she's got, anything that she's got out there that's available. Grab it while it's out there because it's going to become so hot that you're not going to be able to grab it later on. Now, I always have a closing statement at the end of my shows. Tonight's not going to be any different. I try to do the closing statements based on what I've had throughout the show. Tonight, I'm going to go ahead and go with take the shot. What that means is she had a chance to go ahead and be mentored by someone who's been in the business and done so much and done so well in the business. And it's very overwhelming to look and go, oof, what if no comes out of there? What if I'm not good enough? What if, it just doesn't work out? There's a lot of what ifs in life. So take the shot is she took the shot and things are working out very well. She's been working underneath Mike DeBalfo, almost said DeBarfo, Mike DeBalfo, and it's been going very well. And you can definitely see where the mentoring is helping her out quite a bit, and she's starting to move up in things. So take the shot. So if something comes up in life and you have the what ifs, hey, go ahead and take the shot. See what happens. You never know. Just go ahead and see what happens and do something different. Now, I am not condoning any kind of, robberies or, any felonies or anything like that at all whatsoever, Jim. So make sure that if you're going to do it, it's actually within the right ways of doing it and the right reasons. So that being said, one of the things you can do for the right reasons, follow those that have the campaigns going on right now. That is absolutely right. You have got Legend of Oz, Tom Hutchison on Kickstarter. You need to follow that one. Back it, support it, do whatever you got to do. Support is much more than actually dollar signs. Use the power of that finger, hit that share button, get that information out there. I want to see some shares out there. Tag me in it, please. Let me know that you're out there moving these things around. Legend of Oz, Nebula Pearl, Luis Torres has got that going on with a new manga style on there. Don't miss out on that one. And Into the Suck, CB Zane. Do not miss out on these. Get these shared out there. Get these things moving. Battle Fairies is out there right now, which Marissa has a cover for that she absolutely loves and considers her favorite cover. Follow, support, do something with it. Even if you don't have the money for it right now, push it out there and make sure it gets to everybody that could have a chance to get into it. One pebble in a pond, you get a ripple. Get enough pebbles thrown out there in the pond, get that waves of change going. So let's get the waves of change going in here. So until next time, Demon Phil, it's been a hell of a show. We've had a hell of a time. Y'all have a hell of a night.